It's a buggy joke. A game like this is entertaining for a while until the motion sets in and boredom comes into view. You'll see messages in the puzzle, an arcade game which indicates a false use of English. For example, lose will be spelled as loose. That reveals a kind of naughty, silly joke about the player, and the grammar keeps interrupting the flow of victories and losses as long as we're remembering those tidbits of information. Hexagonos is a puzzle arcade game. In fact, there's extreme difficulty observed of the computer, and it takes extended periods of thinking to revolve on anything for victory. But the game itself has flaws. For one thing, a winner could have used weird logic to arrive at the correct situation, while a loser could have used rightful logic to arrive at the same situation. This circumstance in turn causes a lot of disorder and misrepresentation, since we're talking about motion as opposed to better heights of fairness from the provided gameplay. It's dreamlike, but not realistic and thorough. Visualizations or graphics in the program can get irritating too. In addition to the bad use of English, we also have characters to choose from who resemble and literally are blobs. Digital worlds may have those remarkable features in play dimension, and yet I'm wondering how the games people would find humor in the constantly excused mechanics to the gameplay. Maybe they think 2 plus 2 are 4. However, the moment you ask them what their foundations are for the formulaic expression, I believe you'd realize there's mathematical injustice somewhere. Greens blues in the program don't differ from each other very much, and the outlook of information is bizarre, disturbing, and impractical due to gameplay infrastructure. Controls are questionable because the gameplay is questionable. There's something about fitting blobs into holes that I find ridiculous, since such slime creeps are often those elements in biology with repugnant qualities which interest scientists but disgust everybody else. Nobody else really likes this stuff. One message even reads, "Train more, for this never happens again." Okay, when I say that, I sound like some dumbass robot from the 1950s, particularly from an old radio show or something. That's obvious expression in Spanish, but that's not very fair for English. Button commands are simple. Then again, I'm sure there's could have been alternative moves for entertainment given from more buttons on my wireless Genesis controller, which has thus far been accurate and efficient. There's easy, normal, and hard, although it feels like there's really um um hard, and hardest. Hmm. See, some gamers just are not very good at knowing when to be easy on something. They can only be hard, and even when they tell you it's easy, with those gamers, nothing's really easy for them, and they can make terrible programmers. Um, we can only suffice our moves so much from the cancellation of bubbles and flashes on the playing field where pops make rounds and territories are claimed between two magnificent belligerent opponents. Um, Volumes of goo? Give me a break. Hmm. Nice voice acting, huh? Um, I'm voice acting in the closest way with my masculine voice as my step grandma to give you an idea of how she would have spoke in her late years before she passed away. And I think if she saw this game, she would respond that way, where it's like she would be um, fit to point out the right, but also fit to point out the wrong with some slight exaggeration of her kindness. And that's how she was in her late years. And you take care and God bless. Happy holidays.